Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Anatomia. My name is Lav Kumar. Today our topic is veins of upper limb. It is divided into superficial and deep veins. Superficial veins. It is located into the superficial fascia, and superficial veins begins from the dorsal venous arch. They are frequently used by clinicians for drawing the blood samples and for giving the intravenous injection because they are superficial, so they are easily found. The superficial veins have a tendency to run away from the pressure sites, hence they are absent in palm along the ulnar border of the forearm and back of the elbow. There are two superficial veins, cephalic vein and basilic vein. Here you see in the diagram, like from the dorsal venous arch, from the lateral side there is cephalic vein and from medial side there is basilic vein. The cephalic veins are longer than the basilic veins. Now, superficial veins comprise from first is the dorsal venous arch, second is the cephalic vein, third is the basilic vein, and fourth is the middle cubital vein. In that diagram, you see clearly basilic vein, and there is the cephalic vein on lateral side, medial side there is the basilic vein, and there is the middle cubital vein. And now come on to the dorsal venous arch. It is a network of veins on the dorsum of the hand. In that diagram, you clearly see many veins here. So this forms the network of veins. Now, tributaries of the dorsal venous arch. Like first is the three dorsal metacarpal veins, and second is the a dorsal digital vein from the medial side of the little finger, a dorsal digital vein from the lateral side of the index finger. Fourth is the two dorsal digital veins of the thumb, and fifth is the veins draining palm of the hand. Second is the cephalic vein. It begins as the continuation of the lateral end of the dorsal venous arch. In that diagram, you clearly see from dorsal venous arch, lateral is the cephalic vein. Now, it pierces the clavipectoral fascia and drains into the axillary vein. Now, the third is the basilic vein. It begins as the continuation of the medial end of the dorsal venous arch of the hand. Like here you see from dorsal venous arch, from medial side there is the basilic vein, and it pierces the deep fascia and unites with the brachial vein and runs along the medial side of the brachial artery to becomes continuous with the axillary vein. And the fourth is the medial cubital vein. It is a communicating vein channel between the cephalic and basilic vein. Here, in that diagram, you see there is a communicating channel. It is it communicates with the deep veins through a perforator vein. It receives median veins of the forearm, and it sends blood from the cephalic vein to basilic veins. The median vein of the forearm, it sometimes forms the some patterns in the front of the elbow. There are two patterns. First is this is the S-shaped pattern, and this is the M-shaped pattern formed by the median vein of the forearm. Now come on to the deep veins. Like here you see in that diagram, the some dark blue, these are the deep veins, and some are light blue, these are the superficial veins. So first is the deep veins are that are the paired veins. They are venae comitantes and accompany arteries. Important for the returning blood during the muscle contraction. First is the deep veins of the hand. These are superficial palmar venous arch and the deep palmar. Here you see this is the palmar venous arch, dark blue. This is our deep venous palmar arch, and light blue. This is our superficial palmar venous arch. The deep veins of the hand, they drain the blood into the radial and ulnar veins. Now come on to the radial vein. This is a paired vein, accompany radial artery, drain into the lateral forearm. In that diagram, you clearly see this is our radial vein in dark blue because it is deep vein. Now come on to the ulnar vein. It is also a paired vein. Accompany the ulnar artery, unites with the radial vein and forms the brachial vein. In that video, you clearly see this is also a ulnar vein, and this ulnar vein joins the radial veins and becomes the brachial vein. Now come on to the brachial vein. It is a paired vein. Accompany brachial artery, receive venous blood from two veins, basilic vein and profunda brachii vein. Brachial vein end by forming the axillary vein. Here you see, like brachial vein and the basilic vein. They are like joined together and form the axillary vein. Now come on to the axillary vein. Axillary vein is formed by basilic plus brachial vein and becomes the subclavian vein at the outer border of the fast strip. Like here you see, this is our fast strip, its outer border. After that, the axillary vein becomes the subclavian vein. The axillary artery receives tributaries like thoracoacromial, subscapular, lateral thoracic, and cephalic vein. Now come on to the subclavian vein. It is the continuation of the axillary vein, as we see, like axillary artery becomes the subclavian vein at outer border of the fast strip. Subclavian vein joins the internal jugular vein and becomes the brachiocephalic vein. That's all about today's veins of the upper limb. Thanks for watching.